Hello, everyone. Welcome to the next edition of our series of interviews of language professionals. Today, our guest is Karan Nimbark. He is from Mumbai. He is a Hindi writer, poet, novelist, translator, subtitle artist, director, quality check coordinator, and much more. He speaks many languages like Hindi, Marwadi, Marathi, Gujarati, and English. Welcome, Karan, to our show.
Thank you so much and namaskar to all the world.
Thank you for sparing your time. I would like to start by asking you, how did a commerce graduate land up in this world of languages?
Actually, I have asked this question to myself. How did I land into commerce graduation? But you see, like in India, like in those days, 80s, there was nothing like a career counseling. There was nothing like a guidance, something.
Right.
Father is doing accounting, son has to do accounting. If neighbor is doing CA, I'll go for a CA. So that was a conventional method of opting for the career. There was nothing like what is your skill, what is your passion, what is your capability, nothing like that.
Correct.
That's how my dad is LLB, my cousins, my brother, my neighbor, everybody was doing commerce. I took admission for commerce graduation. I did debit, credit, and everything for the years and years.
Okay. Yeah. So when did you realize that languages is your true calling and not commerce?
It took me a lot of time, basically. See, I was a writer. Like since childhood, I used to like writing. I used to read history books. I used to read textbooks. I used to visualize the scenes.
Okay.
Generally, the kids avoid reading a lot of things. Yes. But I used to love special history books and my textbooks, Hindi textbooks, be it English textbooks, be it Marathi textbooks, because there were stories. And I used to visualize each and every scene. So this how much like it. I was fascinated with writing. I started writing small poems, small articles, essay writing. But after doing commerce graduation, after doing a lot of sales and marketing calls, my journey was like 10 to 12 hours into sales and marketing. And one day I realized I am not meant for this. I was doing good in sales and marketing also, but there was something called internal satisfaction. It's not about money. It's not about getting certificates or trophies like this. Okay. It was something about internal satisfaction. So I wasn't getting that satisfaction. But when I started writing again, after TY become I left writing poems and everything. I thought, no, I don't want to be a writer, because there was an image in India. Writer means what? A person who doesn't earn anything. A person doesn't have dignity in society. Seriously, this is the mentality of Indian people.
Yes.
Right? If somebody says, what do you do? If he says, I'm a writer. Okay, but what do you do for earning? That was like mentality.
Yes.
So that was a fear in me also. I didn't want to be a writer. But after 10 to 12 years, I realized that sales and marketing, money, bank balance not giving me satisfaction. So I joined one ad agency, and that's how I thought writing is something giving me satisfaction. Be it a one-line writing, be it just two-line ad copy, whatever, but it gives me satisfaction. So I decided I'll go for this career.
That's great. That's a great decision you took at a very young age, I think.
Yeah, I took it at something when I completed 30 years, 30 or 32.
Oh, okay.
I almost restarted my career.
Yes, that's true. So that is when you decided to take up this profession seriously.
Yeah.
And yes. So now I would like to start asking questions related to your career or related to languages. Right. So you are a subtitling artist, or you do subtitling. So can you explain to us what is subtitling?
If I keep it very simple, not technical, subtitle is something like you are reading a foreign language book rather than a native language. If my native language is Hindi, but I want to read stories of Bengali, if I want to read stories of Marathi or maybe English, French, whatever. And if I want to read in my Hindi language, so that is called subtitling. You can watch any language movie in your own language. That is called subtitling. Simple. But without changing the context, without changing the creative essence.
Yes.
It's a translation, but creatively translated.
Yes. So can we call it transcreation? Maybe.
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of, yes. But how does one learn this craft?
I just spent hardly 4 to 5 years, so I'm not that expert to talk about this. But to be honest, how I started, I was a writer. I used to love writing. So if you're a writer, if you have that skill in you, if you know I can translate this line. That's it. There's nothing like a specific degree required. There's nothing like a training required. Okay, there are softwares. There are certain softwares we have to use. But any company will provide you the training. That's something special. You should have only master of two language. You should be master of two language only. First English, because that's a business language. That's a universal language accepted widely. So you must know English very well. Because if somebody is giving you French movie, so he won't give you the French subtitles. He will give you French movie translated in English. Then you have to translate this English to Marathi or English to Hindi or English to whatever the language you want to translate. So you must be a master of, or at least you must know English. Then you must be a master of your language. Like if I want to be a Hindi translator, I must be a master of Hindi language. When I say master, it's not about I know how to speak. It's about grammatical things. It's about technicality of Hindi. It's about vocabulary skills. Otherwise, you will be end up with a literal translation. And you don't want that. You want creative translation. You want creative writing, right?
Correct. Yeah. So I think it is easier said than done. Like when you say you should be a master of both languages, because I find many people, they have mastered one language but not the other. So obviously they cannot do this then. So you have to put in some effort in it. So is there any formal education available in India for it, for subtitling, learning that?
No, as of now, there's no education or something, or I don't think there's an education required. If you are good in English, if you are good in your own language, any particular language, that's enough. You can learn by yourself. Like you go to Google, there are a lot of articles are there, a lot of grammatical articles are there. You can learn from them. You can learn from those articles.
That is great. So internet has really made it easy for all of us.
It was my teacher. Internet was my teacher. Initially, like when I started in 2013, you won't believe I didn't know how to translate. You won't believe I wasn't good in my Hindi also. Because I completed my schooling in 1998. After that, I never read any Hindi book or nothing I did. So I also left this vocabulary skill. I also left everything. I also missed everything. But after I came into this industry, I learned from internet only. I impressed myself from internet only. So internet is your teacher nowadays.
That is true. You can get proper training there. You're absolutely right. Yes. So which programs or series or films have you done? Can you give us some examples?
See, I work for OTT platforms like Netflix, like Amazon, like iTunes, Google also. But we got some contract with them, so I cannot reveal the names. But I can tell you major, famous, popular web series on Amazon, I have only done. There are Marathi films also on Netflix, Cycle, on Pulu Deshpande. And few Bengali movies I have done. A lot of South Indian movies I have done translation for Netflix, for Amazon.
Okay. That is really wonderful. OTT is really a big platform, and it is there to stay.
Is the future.
Is the future.
OTT is the future. Yeah.
And it has arrived. Yeah, that's true. So do you face any challenges when decoding or translating the cultural differences? For example, in case of the film Pula Deshpande, which you have done, so or the Bengali movies or South Indian movies.
See, if I was just a normal common man, I would have faced challenges. But to be honest, I'm not just praising myself. To be honest, being a writer, I always have this love for the learning new languages, love for knowing the culture, knowing the people, knowing the languages. So when I watch Bengali movie, when I watch a Marathi movie, when I watch a South Indian movies, I know what is the flavor. I know where are they going. I understand the stories. So I don't find anything challenging. It's simple. It's like when you love something, when you do what are you loving, what you love, you never find anything challenging. You never find tired. You never find anything like you're doing hard work. You enjoy every moment. It's like a fun for you. Your work becomes fun for you. So I never found challenging, but I found it interesting because I got to know about other cultures, about so many different vocabularies, so many different phrases in South Indian, so many different things about the Bengali, Marathi, right?
That is true. Yes.
Yeah, it was a great experience working on other language also.
So I think if you have that passion for doing things, then you take interest and you find out if there is any difference. You will definitely try to crack it with your own interest.
It happens automatically. If you have a passion, it happens automatically. You don't need to push yourself. You must have a passion for that.
Yes, passion. I think that drives.
Otherwise, you will be working like a machine, and you don't want to be a machine. You don't want to end up like machine. You're a human being.
Well
So let your
said.
heart works.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you have taken formal training in screenplay writing. So
Yeah.
please tell us about it. Please tell us about the craft. Sorry.
Yeah. What happened? Like when I left my job, sales and marketing, and when I started thinking about doing something into writing, I joined one ad agency as a freelancer. I used to write an ad copy for them. I used to get 200 rupees, 300 rupees for per copy.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Then I started writing stories, and when I started meeting people, they used to tell me, this is not the format, this is not the correct way of writing. In fact, I know this is the industry, they tell everybody so many things. What I did, I thought, let's join some academy.
Oh, okay.
But before I go ahead, let me tell you everybody, in the world, no school, no academy, nobody can you make a writer, nobody can make you a actor or artist. It should be within you. You should have that skill. You should be a writer from inside. You should be an actor from inside. If you don't have that skill, nobody can help you. The academies, the schools, the syllabus, everything is like they are to polish you only, to enhance your knowledge. They will tell you how to work. I knew what to write, but I didn't know how to write, how to approach people. So they will only tell you how to do. That's it. So I joined the Montage Academy, which is by Atanu Bishwas, who is a national award winner director. He worked in Bollywood for a long time. So he started his academy, and his core aim is like enhancing people, helping them in their creative, the crafts.
Correct.
I joined this academy, and I got to know a lot of things about him. I got to know about how to write proper screenplay, how to give twists. I got to understand got to know how to do directions. So it was helpful for me, of course.
That is great. I think this is a wonderful thing you said, that you have to learn the skill properly. Yeah. Although you have it in you, although you have the passion, it's better to understand how to go about it.
You always need a mentor in life. You always.
So what are the skill sets that are required to become a screenplay writer?
First of all, he or she should be a writer. Should be first of all, the basic requirement. Otherwise, if you meet every second person, he's like, "Yeah, मेरे पास एक story है." If you go to Bollywood, you meet anybody, everybody say, "मेरे पास भी एक story है. I also have a story." Everybody comes to Mumbai with dreams. He also has a story. She also has a story. Yes. Everybody is a writer over here. So there's a difference between actual writer and being a self-proclaimed writer. First of all, you should be a writer. Second thing, you should be very creative. And third thing, which helps to every writer, to every actor, to director, that's your observation skill.
Okay.
If somebody tells me, "Karan, write about king," if I haven't observed any king, or if I have read anything about king, how would I write? If I haven't observed any policeman, any beggar, any decade, any teacher, how would I write about them? How would I sketch character about them? So your observation must be very sharp.
And that
observation starts from your birth. When you grow up, you observe your parents, what they do. When you're on road, you see everything. You don't see people, you see characters. You don't see activities, you see acting. So that's how you observe, that's how you learn from them. That's it. So you should have observation, first of all.
You're right. So I think you are putting forth the theory which has been, proposed by many people, that you have to be a good reader also. You have to be a good observer, because also you have to see good films, good theater, everything to, make you a good observer again.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, that's right. Great. So OTT is very popular in India now, right? And you are the quality check coordinator for many platforms or many OTT giants.
Right.
So I would like to know, what does quality check coordinator do?
See, there are two things. Like, there's one subtitle artist who creates subtitles, and there's one quality check coordinator. See, now when OTT started growing up in India, so there were a lot of demand for the movies, a lot of demand for the creating subtitles. So who are creating the subtitles? They're created by the freelancers, freelance writers. Now, as I told you earlier, in India, everybody is a writer. Everybody thinks himself is a writer.
Yes.
So if anybody knows Hindi, he thinks that I know Hindi, I'm a Hindi translator. So there are a lot of freelancers working with the OTT channels.
Okay.
So what they do, they get the work, they do it translated, but what they are missing creative essence. Sometimes they do a lot of literal translation. They use machines. They use Google Translator for doing translation.
Okay.
There my role comes as a quality check coordinator. Like I go through subtitle by subtitles. I go through dialogues by dialogues. I go through line by line to check correct translation. Is it correctly translated? Then the quality, it's giving some sense. Creatively it is justified or not. Then grammar, then a lot of technicalities are there.
Everything.
There my role comes.
Yes. So I think you have to put a tab on many things, including grammar, cultural aspects. My God. Okay. That must be a quite intense process. I'm
intense
sure.
process. Intense and interesting process.
Okay. So because even
to find out somebody's mistake is interesting in India, in the world, I think.
In the world, yes, everyone likes to do that.
Yeah. To find out somebody's mistake is a very interesting job.
Correct. And getting paid for it too.
Yeah, getting paid for it too. Right.
Great. And your novel was published recently, Badki, right?
Yeah. So Badki published in 2020. Sorry, I interrupt you. Your question was?
No, this it was published, and it's really amazing that because writing a novel is a different thing, and getting it published is another thing. So
I like to tell you about the entire history of the Badki, how it started, how the journey started.
Please, yes.
In 2013, I started writing ad copies and working for the industries somehow. Like I was struggling in that period. I joined theater also. So when I was learning from a montage academy with my Tanu sir, so he must be realized that I'm a good writer. I have that skill. So actually, he was writing one book in those days.
Okay.
He was writing one book. It was a suspense thriller, beautiful suspense thriller. So he one day he called me and invited me, Karan, would you like to join me for writing this novel? Actually, story was him, plot was him, everything was him. I was just helping him. I was just like kind of converting him into Hindi. I was just like a co-author. I don't have any rights with them.
Okay.
I don't have any rights or copyright or something. Everything was his, creativity was his. I was just helping him. So, but he called me, Karan, would you like to join for this novel, for this particular goal? So I said, yes, why not? So we spent 2-3 months for writing one novel. Name is Naika. Naika is a very wonderful suspense novel available in English and Hindi both. So I was a co-author, and that was my first publication as a co-author.
Okay.
And then at the same time, in 2013, I was writing one art film. It was one girl-oriented art film. So we started shooting also, but something happened that we had to stop the project.
Okay.
So that was into 2013. So when this Naika released in 2016, I got confidence if I can write Naika with the help of sir. So why can't I convert my screenplay, which I have written years ago, into a complete novel? So it gave me confidence. Then I started working for that novel, Badki. So it took me around 4 years to write the Badki, basically.
Okay.
So Badki is a story of a girl from 70s era. When India got independent from in 1947. Then 1950, whatever the constitutions was formed. But still, there were the remote places, remote villages in India. The government did not reach there. There was still Panchayat Raj was going.
Correct.
The landlords was there. So still, the villagers, poor village, and the poor people are deprived from all the basic facilities.
Right.
The stories from 70s India. So I had to do a lot of research. I had to talk to a lot of people. I had to read so many things. And especially, I wanted to write a purest Hindi novel.
Okay.
Badki, you won't find any Urdu word, Arabic word, Farsi word, English word. which we would use nowadays.
Oh, okay.
If I talk in Hindi to anybody, I won't be using 100% Hindi. There will be some Urdu words also, because that's how we talk Hindustani language.
Correct.
I just wanted to write Barki in purest Hindi form. So it's 99% on Hindi novel. It's purest Hindi novel.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and then a lot of research was done, because there was some mythological facts was included.
Oh, okay.
Like a metaphor I used them actually. Like a metaphor I used for my novel. But I had to do a lot of research for that. It took me around 2 years to write the novel. Then I get it proofread from 3 Hindi masters. I did it myself. First of all, 2-3 proofreading, I did it myself. But for my satisfaction, what I did, I gave it to 2-3 people who are Hindi masters. One is a Hindi teacher from Assam. One is a very good Hindi poet from Rajasthan. And one sir, he's actually from Jammu but lives in Mumbai. He's also a Hindi ka master. So I gave him. So all these 3 masters did proofreading for my novel, gave me some suggestions. Then I again edited it. Then after editing, I again did one more time proofreading. Just as a thought, okay, let's did once again. So I again changed it. So it took me around 3 to 4 years to make a masterpiece. And to decide what should be the name. Like I was having 2-3 names. I was having a name like a Panchayat, Badki, or a lot of suggestions. But what I did, then I one day I just messaged by all the creative circle, creative people. Okay, I'm giving, this is the plot and these are the suggestions. Start voting and give me one name for my book. So 80% people said go for Badki, and it was in my heart also.
Okay.
So this is how the Badki was decided. Okay, the title should be Badki. Then there was I did a photo shoot special for the cover page.
Okay.
So these are Badki started, and after 4 years it got released last in Deepavali.
Okay, great. And many great writers have praised it, I think. So
I am very fortunate. I am very blessed. If you must have heard this song, "Itni Shakti Hame Dena Data."
Yes.
The legendary lyricist Avinashi. First of all, he reviewed my book. I gave him my manuscript. So please review it. So he took it with him. I thought he may read, he may not read. But after 15-20 days, he gave me a call. He called me in his office. I went, I met him. And he was so happy to read this manuscript. He liked it too much. And I thought he could be writing for 2-3 lines. This is the book, this is the review. But he gave 2 pages the review for me.
Okay.
He gave me a lot of blessings. He liked it so much. Then there are some other celebrities, other writers also who liked it very much. Because this story is from 70s. My story is more of like literature. I have given literature value to this. It's not for the entertainment purpose. It's not for making money. I didn't add any spices, unnecessary spices in that.
Okay, I understood. So this pure Hindi language, you decided to choose as, was there any, what do you say? Was there any cause behind it? Or you wanted to write a pure Hindi novel? So that was the reason.
Cause I can say like,
because
what's happening with Hindi in nowadays, like, I respect every language, be it English, be it Hindi, be it Marathi. I speak a lot of language also. So I respect every language. I love every language. But I hate people when people mix the languages or people speak wrongly.
Okay.
And
that
with
is
Hindi, there is a lot of mixtures and people don't care about the grammatical corrections. So I just wanted to give a proper Hindi. I want to tell people this is the proper Hindi. Hindi is so beautiful and so simple language. Why don't you speak properly? And I just wanted to do something for Hindi also. Like, because nowadays I have read a lot of Hindi novels also, but I didn't find that, I didn't find any magic in their language. Stories were good, but I didn't find that magic. I'm reading Hindi. If somebody reads Hindi novel, he must get some knowledge from that novel. Some grammatical knowledge, some vocabulary skills. So recently, whatever the novels I read in Hindi, I didn't find that magic. They created that magic. So I wanted to create that magic, or I wanted to add something. I'm not that big writer, but I wanted to add from myself. I wanted to contribute something to Hindi literature. So that was my
yes. That's a really noble thought, because the language we see around, I mean, any language, be it
Yeah,
English, Marathi, or Hindi, we see
yeah.
a lot of words coming in from borrowed words or coming in extra
Borrow.
from other languages.
Hmm.
But it is better if someone is taking the effort of writing in pure form. That's
Actually,
really
yeah.
commendable.
I knew many people will not like it. Many people will not read it also because it's a very pure form of Hindi. Because
Hmm.
they want to read Bollywood Hindi, they want to read Hindustani Hindi,
Hmm.
they want to read the common people, the spoken Hindi. So many
Huh.
people will not like it. But that
Hmm.
wasn't my aim ki people read and give me money. My aim was
Hmm.
contributing to Hindi literature. Ki after 50
Great.
years, 100 years, if somebody wants to know ki what is a Hindi, what is a proper Hindi, so
Hmm.
Badki will be, he is her mentor. Yeah, this is the Hindi.
Great, great. So that's really a noble and wonderful thought. So are you planning to write any more novels after Badki?
Yeah, after Badki, so I'm writing another book. I've already started, and it's
Mhm.
not fiction. This is the
Mhm.
first time I'm writing a non-fiction book. It's
Mhm.
basically a compilation of 20 short stories, a real life short story.
Okay.
What I'm
Mhm.
doing, I'm meeting a few women, I'm interviewing them. These
Mhm.
are the women who are extraordinary. They are not
Okay.
celebrities, but they have done
Uh-huh.
something extraordinary in their life.
Okay. Mhm.
Basically, while I was writing Badki, I realized that a woman, a girl, since her once she takes birth,
Mhm.
from birth to the death, she
Mhm.
goes through a lot.
Mhm. Mhm.
Every age, every step of life, she has to
Mhm.
sacrifice something, sacrifice
Oh.
her dreams, sacrifice
Mhm.
her desire. So this is the status of woman even today.
Correct.
So I
Correct.
don't think why not to interview few women who has faced a lot of struggles but
Mhm.
still achieved something.
Mhm.
So till now I have interviewed 11 women.
Oh, okay.
Um, some of them are choreographer,
Mhm.
army officer,
Mhm.
NGO, NGO founder,
Mhm.
simple housewives,
Okay. Mhm.
astrologer,
Mhm.
teacher, and marketing consultant. So
Oh,
I'm
okay.
interviewing, and their stories are so beautiful, so inspiring.
Mhm.
They
Mhm.
told me about their stories, like how did they struggle, what
Mhm.
sacrifice they have done, but still they found something. There were some goals. They found their goals. They achieved their goals, and still how they are fighting with their life. So
Huh.
this is so inspiring. So it's a
That is
compilation
good.
of those 20-25 stories. They'll be releasing maybe next to next year.
That is great. So, which language will that be? Hindi again?
Yeah, Hindi. Because my
Hindi.
forte is Hindi. My passion is Hindi.
Hindi.
Okay,
Okay.
but unlike Badki, I will translate into English and other languages also. Because this is
Hmm.
is purely for helping people. It's an inspirational book.
Correct.
So I want to help people. I
Correct.
want people to read and get inspired.
Correct. I think language wise and otherwise too, they are
Yeah,
inspirational. That's
yeah,
great. So you know many languages. You said Gujarati, Hindi, English, Marathi, and Marwadi also. So do you
yeah.
work in all these languages?
No, no,
Or
no, no. I
Mhm.
see. I know many languages because see, I'm a Mawadi guy. My
Mhm.
neighbors are Gujarati. My business circle earlier was Gujarati and Marathi.
Oh,
I know this
okay.
language. I speak this language fluently. Then
Mhm.
English is a very universal language, business language,
Correct.
and Hindi
Correct.
is like my passion. So
Mhm.
because Hindi is my forte, I'm a master of Hindi. Like master in the
Mhm.
sense, I know the grammar, I
Yes.
know the
Yes.
vocabulary skills, I know the technicalities of Hindi. So I work
Correct.
in Hindi only.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Okay.
However, in 2013, I was a Gujarati translator also. It was just a by chance I got the opportunity
Mhm.
when my career was taking turn
Hmm.
from sales and marketing to this translation industry. So that was
Mhm.
the first opportunity as a Gujarati translator. I got a
Acha.
call from
Okay.
a company. Yeah, I got a call from one
Uh-huh.
blogging company. They said
Mhm.
they need a Gujarati translator. So
Uh-huh.
before that, I never done
Hmm.
translation, not even in Hindi. I never knew
Acha.
what is translation. But
Okay.
but that call clicked something into my mind, something in my
Hmm.
life. Karan,
Hmm.
this is something different. This is something opportunity calling you. Let's take
Hmm.
it as a challenge. Let's go for it.
Hmm. Hmm.
I went for the interview. I gave them some somehow translation. Gujarati
Hmm.
I done some Gujarati translation. They liked it because
Hmm.
they were looking for on urgent requirement. That's why they like it
Huh.
actually.
Huh.
But that
Okay.
was an opportunity for me. Like yeah,
Yes.
from there my career took a U-turn, and I
Huh.
started from zero, and I become a
Um,
writer now.
Wonderful. I think you are what to say. You are doing many things. Like you are a writer also, poet also, screenplay and novel also. So that's wonderful. You're touching all aspects of the writing thing.
Yeah, because
Translation, subtitling. Yes.
everything is somehow connected to one thing,
Correct.
writing.
Correct. Correct. You're a word person.
Yeah, you can say that.
Yes. Yes. So if you were to change one thing in this language industry, so what would that be?
See, as I told you, like I hardly spent 4 to 5 years in this industry, and
Mm-hmm.
so far I'm still learning.
Correct.
I'm still
Correct.
learning every single day. I'm learning basics of this industry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still not master of this industry, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't find anything that has to be changed to the industry.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to give whoever wants to be a translator, whoever wants to be a writer,
Mm-hmm.
do justify with language, grammar. Don't
Uh,
change it. You have to
correct.
justify with grammar. You have to justify with the language. You have to respect your language. You have to respect
Mm-hmm.
the grammar requirement of grammar. You can't just do anything for your bread and butter.
Hmm.
Because
I think that.
language is your identity. Language is your cultural identity. Preserve it. It's your heritage. Be it,
Hmm.
you may be speaking whatever the language, English, Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati, Punjabi, Uriya. It's your identity. It's your cultural identity. It's a heritage of India. Save it.
Hmm.
Preserve it.
Hmm.
And give your best shot for the language. Learn it. If you don't know,
Hmm.
learn it properly.
Hmm. I think it's a profound thought because you have demonstrated it already in your novel, Badki,
Hmm.
and the next one to come. So, if people want to take language seriously, they have to learn it also seriously. I think,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
this starts
Have
from
to.
school, college days.
Have to.
Certainly. Great. And what are your future plans?
Future plans, like I never plan in my life actually.
Oh.
Earlier I used to dream a lot of I dream a lot
Mhm.
earlier, but since 2016 I stopped doing a lot of planning for future. I was
Mhm.
planning, I was thinking I'll be making a short films, then lockdown came, Corona came. So I have stopped planning right now. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm writing this non-fiction book, and
Uh-huh.
I'm going to start writing next novel also.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Great.
and it won't be 70s ka era, and
Mhm.
it will be a depend on the current scenario, current political
Oh,
scenario. It won't
oh, okay.
be more about connecting people to people. It would be on a humanity. So
Humanity.
I
Okay.
have a plot in my mind. So I'll be
Mhm.
starting soon that.
Hmm.
Yes, I want to do something into film directions also. But that's a
Uh-huh.
long journey to start. Let's see how things shapes.
Definitely, they will shape.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
these are really good plans. And I wish you all the best for that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for sparing your time for us. Thank you.
Thank you so much.